Guys, if you struggle with addiction, know someone that does, or just interested in how alcoholics work in terms of their mindset, their behavior, their attitudes, this video is definitely going to be useful to you. I sit down with Dr. Paul Thomas. He's a board-certified addiction medicine specialist. In this video, he asked me about what led me to fully surrender to getting sober, going back into treatment, and getting help for my alcoholism, which was absolutely out of control leading up to October of 2020. So enjoy the video and we'll see you guys after.
So I thought we would focus today on your journey. You're about to graduate. That's exciting.
It is.
5 months you've almost finished.
Yeah, 5 months that I've been in Treehouse Recovery, Portland.
That is
5 month
amazing.
rehab program.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, what were the blocks for you in the past, or what finally allowed you to be able to surrender to the point where you could get the kind of help that it feels like you've gotten this time?
Yeah, that's a good question. And two things come to mind when you ask that. So historically, every time I've tried to get sober and failed, I've wondered if I just didn't really want it. Maybe I didn't want it bad enough. Maybe I didn't care enough. Maybe I didn't try hard enough. There was always this strange attachment to the idea that I wasn't ready, in the sense that I wouldn't be ready, I wasn't willing, I was defective. I think what brought me to my knees in terms of being willing to try treatment again was how destructive my behavior had gotten, the progression of my disease and my behavior with alcohol, and the consequences I was experiencing. I think that initial, I need help, I'm going to get help, that's something I've experienced many times before. And as far as going to rehab, 3 times before.
Yeah.
Very difficult to still get in the door, but my withdrawal symptoms were bad. I was shaking every morning when I woke up and I was looking at my hands. I couldn't not drink. I felt possessed. I felt zombie-like. I felt neurotic and compulsive, physical cravings. And I was just doing things that I didn't appreciate, to put it extraordinarily mildly. Just imagine all of that compounding into an emotional, physical, mental breakdown type of moment. I can't live like this anymore. I feel terrible. I feel sad. I don't like myself. I don't like anyone. I might never stop drinking. All of that got me into treatment.
Gotcha.
And I could elaborate even more.
Sure.
But to expound on the second part of how I would respond to that question, what brought me to my ability to surrender, right? That's the question. It more came from identifying myself in the program with the disease model and with the information I was learning and with what was happening in my counseling sessions.
Yeah.
It was understanding that I was fitting every profile for an alcoholic that there is, deeply fitting it. I was fitting every category of behavior, of thought, of experience that people with trauma were experiencing, with attachment issues from childhood. Basically everything that they were showing me, I couldn't deny at all. I couldn't deny at all. And I think after about a month or 2 in there, and I sat with it long enough, seeing myself in our addiction ed curriculum, seeing myself in all the psychological and addiction medicine research, and then working through things with my therapist that were right on paper, something broke in me that helped me to not overly identify myself with Noah the alcoholic. I've done bad things, so I am bad. I started to see a separation, and it created a different level of surrender.
Gotcha. So it was almost like the denial got shattered.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a... I think some of your viewers probably figured it out before you did.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, something I did not say in this video, which I think is worth mentioning, is that my physical cravings going into rehab this last time were definitely the worst they've ever been. My thoughts were getting more out of control or more distant from thinking patterns that I ever would recognize within myself, such as maybe the best thing for me would be to run away from everyone, leave my wife, who I love, who's been incredibly loving and supportive over the years, and enduring, quite frankly, and just go be alone. Live in a shack behind a bar, disappear, and just spend my whole life with alcohol. I was having very real thoughts like that. So extreme thinking, extreme behaviors, dangerous behaviors, drinking and driving, incredible, overwhelming, despairing anxiety, worst physical cravings of my life. All those things got me in the door. The main focus of this video was just more... as I said in the video, just talking about the transformation in thought and the second level of surrender, which came after the getting into rehab, which is very difficult to do and has gotten increasingly difficult as I've gotten older. But that second shift in mind, that new perspective, that new awareness that came over me, which has led to a deeper surrender in terms of what it would mean to be sober,
and coming to terms with my alcoholism in a way that I never have before. That's the main thing I wanted to focus on this video. Stay tuned. There are 3 or 4 more questions that my dad asked, but I want to drop them to you guys in smaller, more bite-sized segments because I just think that would help me get content out on the channel right now. But I love you guys. I hope you're well. If you need help, get help. And just know that you're safe here, and I appreciate you whether you're a drinker or not. This is a good space for you to be in. All right, take care.